You could see the growth in the painting, and I could feel the growth in me as a mother and as a woman. I'm Zaya Kai, and I'm a painter, tattoo artist, and singer and mother living in Brighton. Different mediums, they serve different purposes in my life. The tattooing accesses the more perfectionist side of me, where I love everything to be kind of perfect and clean and just as it is. And then the painting is definitely where I get to be a bit more free and a bit more in the moment. I've realized how much it's always important that I do stuff with my hand. It's like kind of like my healing and my therapy. And music, I guess, is a bit of a side hustle at the moment. Most of the singers I listen to are women, and I've always aspired to be a woman who is much more like embodied in my own kind of femininity and sexuality. I see that in the musicians that I follow. It's nice to be able to express that femininity and sexuality in my paintings in a place that you can let the art speak rather than it being you on the camera. I work a lot with the female figurative shape. And ever since being a mum, I'm just so much more in awe of the female body and just what it can do, and just how amazing and resilient and beautiful and strong and soft. And it just inspires me even more since being a mum and seeing my changing body and seeing all of my friends become mothers as well. When I was pregnant with my first baby, it was lockdown. And obviously, I had a lot of time on my hands because I couldn't tattoo anyone for such a long time. And so my ex-partner cleared out the attic for me and just said, "You need to paint again. It's been so long since you created." So I sat up in my attic, and it was like creativity just flowed out of me. It was something about pregnancy and about birthing a new life just made me birth like artwork. Like I was just so inspired. And I think maybe I can say that I've become a professional painter since being pregnant about 5 years ago now. And it's a bit of a dream come true, really. I think tattooing has given me such a confidence in my actual ability to draw, especially recently when I've been doing more freehand pieces. I'll be much more confident to sketch the body straight onto the canvas. I think I have a lot more confidence because of tattooing. I'm tattooing in this perfect and permanent way. And what I've enjoyed about painting more recently, particularly when I use raw canvas and watered down paints, is the ephemeral nature of it, that I can lay down something and then that's not the final mark. I can just use water to splash it off or make it bleed out or throw some other colors into it. I love the fluidity of painting as opposed to the permanence and perfection of tattooing. It's nice to have the two in contrast to each other, I guess. It feels really nice to be tattooing something that's organic and natural and the lines are flowing. They're kind of in the same way as like the curves of the female body, just the curves of the leaves and all of the different organic shapes are so aesthetically pleasing. I just feel like nature is the essence of life, and often all of my colors are inspired by things in nature. I find it most easy to paint in springtime and summertime because I live in Brighton. It's such a naturally colorful place and everybody is so free to be themselves. There's literally just art and music flowing out of every door. It's hard not to be inspired when you're around here. And I get amazing sunsets over the beaches. When you see the orange sun setting over the iridescent blue sea, it's just so perfect. Generally, I'm drawn to pastel or earthy tones. And yeah, definitely when I was in Portugal, I found a new love for terracotta. I renovated my house there and used these natural made terracotta tiles that they made in a huge handmade factory down the road. And the usage of the earth and that color of the fired terracotta, that gave me a new love for these kind of earthy stone colors. I absolutely love using acrylic paint because of its fluidity and its quick drying nature, mostly. I'm such an impatient person. I love to just lay down a layer and then be able to come back and do something over it 10 minutes later. I'm not a planner. I'm really, really spontaneous. And so I don't ever know what's going to happen on the canvas before I literally lay the first paint. I'll just make a marking and then just respond to how that looks and be like, let's change it, let's grow. And so Winsor & Newton Galleria acrylic has always been my choice. And recently I found a new way of using it, which is to mix it with the flow improver and a little bit of water and make it a kind of pouring paint. And I love the way that you can get this kind of like tie-dye, fluid, watery effect when you use it with raw canvas. My recent favorites have been the new pastel collection. I loved the fact that I could make almost a whole painting without actually mixing any colors, because it just made it so joyful and easy to apply the paint onto the canvas without having to go through the mixing process. So I loved the pale terracotta, and I love that sky blue, pale blue. It's beautiful. And it came perfect timing that I was painting with them for the first time, because it's springtime and it's when all of my spring colors are like feeling so good to be used. I have many, 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 many hobbies. Mainly the thing that is grounding for me and necessary for me is to do yoga. Especially as a tattoo artist, you can really have a tense body, and yoga is one of my favorite places to be. After not doing a handstand for, let's say, 5 years over having children, I found a new balance, way better than when I was younger, and feeling more strong and empowered. It's really lovely when you get back to your body after having children and then they grow up a little bit and you start to realize, oh, I'm not really old. I'm not dead yet. Like, I can still do this.